me? Can you hear me? What's the first thing that comes to your mind when you hear bookkeeping? So I'm expecting a lot of bakers here. Keeping records, okay, thank you. To keep records, okay, thank you. Yes, that is like the simplest way to talk about it. So bookkeeping, if you're a baker and you have ever wondered where your money went, then you are in the right place. Do you understand? This live is particularly for bakers. And if you have ever wondered at one point in your business career, somebody said she has been baking for 8 years, where the money went, then you are in the right place. So today I'll be helping you with clarity. You understand? Now, let me put out this now. I'm not a financial expert. I do not read accounting, but I'm going to be teaching from experience, from what I've learned over time. I've been teaching cake costing and pricing for a while now. And then from the experience that I've gathered over the years, that's what I'm going to be teaching from. And then what I'm going to be teaching you now, you can use it in your bakery. Then as you get bigger, as you grow bigger, as you expand, you can now hire a tax consultant, an auditor, an accountant, those financial experts to help you do your bookkeeping well. Because the moment you start to expand, it becomes plenty. You may not be able to handle it yourself, but in the small stage that you are, you can still handle it and still, get good results. Now that taxes is a big thing now in Nigeria, for every business person, any entrepreneur, you must know your numbers. You must know your numbers. If you don't know your numbers, the tax man will come after you and will collect money from you. You understand? And that will be very funny. That won't be funny. You understand? So now that tax is a must now in Nigeria, you just have to cover all the legal aspects of your business. So now let's get down to it. So what is bookkeeping? I'm going to be reading the textbook explanation of what bookkeeping is. Now it says that it is recording. You both of you told me the first part of it, to keep record, but that's not all that pertains to bookkeeping. Now, to keep record, it involves keeping record and classifying the financial transaction of a business. So you keep the record and you also classify every financial transaction of a business. That is what bookkeeping is. So it tells you what money comes into the business, what money goes out, and what money remains in simple layman language. Essentially, bookkeeping is data entry, and accounting is related to account. In short, it's like the bedrock of accounting. Then you now move further. You understand? Okay. So when you don't have a good bookkeeping method, when you are not doing good keeping, it will lead to, when you're not keeping record properly and you're not classifying it properly, it will lead to imperfect bookkeeping. Now, like remember I said, it answers the question, what money comes into your business, where the money goes out, what money goes out, and what remains in your business. That is essentially what bookkeeping. I hope you're all writing this down. So why is bookkeeping very important? Why do we even have to talk about it as a business owner, as a cakepreneur? Now, bookkeeping helps you to make informed decisions in your business. It helps you to take decisions that are critical to the growth of your business. I know we are talking, this thing is not our usual flour, sugar, and margarine and everything, but I'll try to make it as interesting as possible, because it's one part of your business that is very important and that you need to know as a business owner. Now, like I said, bookkeeping helps you to make informed decisions. And what kind of informed decisions do you make? So, for example, now, let's say you've been buying boxes. You've been buying boxes in bulk, and usually for the past 3 months, let's say you've been buying 30,000. That's packaging box. That's the quantity that you need in your business every month. You usually buy 30,000. Now, this is the 4th month. Now, you now want to buy from the same supplier, and they are giving you 50,000 naira as the money to pay. Now, if you don't keep record, if you don't classify your financial transaction, you go ahead and pay, and you will not know exactly what the problem is. Now, it could be that the prices of the packaging materials has increased, or the person there was a hanky-panky somewhere, you don't know, you understand? But because you have kept record, it will now help you make an informed decision whether you will continue with that supplier or you will not continue with the supplier that's been giving you, or you look for an alternative, or you look for how to reduce cost. 50 from 30,000 to 50,000, that's a lot of money in the difference in between both. You understand? So when you do your bookkeeping properly, it helps you to make informed decisions. So you can, like I said, you cannot decide whether you're changing your supply because it has become more expensive. It helps you to make smart decisions. Do you understand? Now, number two, you also have a responsibility to the tax authority. Let's be sincere. We have, the business atmosphere has changed. Nigeria right now, the tax master is gonna come for you if you don't do the right thing. You understand? So you also have, in every organized crime all over the world, business owner pay taxes. I understand the peculiarity of our own. Let's just leave it at that. You understand? But you have a responsibility to pay your tax, and it is a compulsory activity for you as a business owner, to CAC, to the tax authority. Now, if you don't do your bookkeeping properly, how do you know what to pay? How do you know what to pay? Instead, is either you are paying fines up and down, or you are dashing the government money that you don't even have, or you are just not helping your business. So number one, why bookkeeping is very important, like I said, it helps you to make informed decision. Number two, you have a responsibility to the government as a business owner. Now, let's talk about the common problems why your bookkeeping is a mess. Just excuse me, please. Let's talk about the common problems why bookkeeping might be a mess, or you might be, when you talk about numbers, people usually run away, but this is something you cannot run away from as an entrepreneur. As long as you're a serious business owner, you cannot run away. So why is bookkeeping an issue, a challenge? Number one is the fact that you don't separate your business money from your personal money. Now, I know that some people don't have business accounts yet. Yes, it's possible you don't have business accounts yet, but why is the money, the personal account that you are using for your business, why is it that it's the same thing that you are putting your own personal money inside? Now, for your business to actually grow, for your business to actually make a headway, you have to separate your money and your business money into two different places. Even if you don't have a business account yet. Even if you don't have a business account yet. And you can have a business account because it gives you more more recognition, more what's that word again? Authenticity as a business owner when you have your business account. But assuming you are just starting, you understand, you have a personal account. That means you should have a personal account for personal things, and you should have that other account for strictly for business alone. So that is one problem that makes your bookkeeping a mess, when you don't separate your business money from your personal money. That's one. Number two, you don't keep record. There's no data captured anywhere. So you don't even know whether you're making sales or not. Now, let me tell you why record keeping is very important. No matter how small, whether you buy salt or you buy sugar, record keeping is very, 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 very important. Because when you don't keep record, you don't even know whether you're making profit. Practical. Now, let me give you an example. Okay, when I did my annual listing for last year, all my mind was that this year it be like it get as it be. I don't understand. Wait. You understand? Now, when I now did my annual cash flow, what's the word? I'm not a financial expert. Well, your revenue, your income, your expenses, and the numbers I was seeing, what I had in mind was less than, it was way, way, way less. So in my mind now, my business did not do, my business just, I just think. But when I started to calculate the numbers, I'm like, so this my small business like this, it reached like this. Do you understand? Now, with that now, I can make informed decision of whether I want to expand. That means, is it that I did well? That I have the capacity to do better next year? It's something, it's psychological. Let me come down there. It helps you to want to do better when you see that, oh, you mean my numbers are actually like this? But when you don't keep record, as little as buying salt is for your business, you won't even know whether you're making sales or not. That's number two. Who is going to be my scribe? I've mentioned number one, no separation of self, of mixing of business money and personal money. That's one. Then number two, no record, no data capturing. You don't know whether you're making sales or not. That's number two. Somebody should be my scribe so that you just be typing it inside. So as many people join, they can see it and, partake of it. You understand? Good. So number 3 is you don't do proper costing. Neither do you do costing of no proper costing, no proper pricing of your cake. So you can't even account for some hidden costs in your business. You can't account for hidden costs. So when you don't do your proper costing, direct cost, your indirect cost, your operating cost, and all those things, you don't add it up. So you can't give an accurate price. That's why you can be asking on groups like, how much is your 2-inch 10-layer cake, and somebody will tell you is 5,000, and you go and tell, okay, let me tell my customer 6,000, and you go and tell 6,000. You don't know whether the person that told you 5,000 is they are bankrolling the person. You that you are a small business owner, that you are happy yourself, you go and give 6,000. When you get to market, you now find out that the cost of your ingredient is 20,000. How do you go back to the customer to collect the balance? So when you don't do proper costing of your cake, is equivalent to no proper pricing, and then you cannot account for hidden costs in your business because you did not add the overhead and all that. That's one of the reasons why. Number 3 reason why your bookkeeping can be a mess. Now number 4, who is going to be our scribe now? Nobody's talking. Anyway, let me continue. Number 4, you don't track your inventory, especially when you have a staff. When they tell you that today you bought 1 bag of flour, tomorrow they tell you that the bag of flour has finished, and you're like, you mean we baked so much cakes like that between yesterday and today, and you give them money again, go and buy another bag of flour. So you don't track. You don't even know whether they are stealing it. You don't know whether they are taking from it and doing their own side business. When there's no inventory tracking, your bookkeeping is gonna be a nonsense. That's number 4. Number 5, no tracking of expenses. You don't track your expenses. You have no record of how money is spent in your business. Transport, electricity, delivery, the buying of direct ingredients, nothing. You don't track it at all. When you go to market, you just pick money from your account and you just spend and you say, okay, I'll reconcile later. You forget, you do not write it. And that's how that one has entered voicemail and gone. So no tracking of expenses. Your bookkeeping is nonsense. Are we together? Are we moving together? I hope you are getting value here. If you are getting value, let me see the signs that I'm not just talking to myself. Please tap the heart or say something. Let's move in. So I mentioned, let me reiterate now. Number 1 is no separation of self from your business, self money and your business money. Number 2, no record or data capturing. Number 4, no proper costing, which equates to no proper pricing of your cakes or materials. Thank you. Then number 4, no inventory tracking. Number 5, no tracking of expenses. Then number 6, now no addition of indirect cost. I know I teach on cake costing and pricing. I have a detailed class on that. If you're interested, you can click the link in my bio and sign up for the class. Now for indirect cost, you don't add your gas, your electricity, your water, your temporary staff, even if it's your house help helping you. No, it's nothing like that in your in your addition, especially when you are baking from home. You don't add all those things because a guy is paying the bills now. You think, hey, let me just add all the cost of my ingredients and multiply by 3, and then I'll give that's my price. By the time you say you don't want to upgrade, you want to extend, you want to have your own space, that is when your eye will shine. Because at that time, Oga will not come and be buying gas, will not come and be buying electricity for you, will not pay for water for you. You will have to pay. You will pay for your tax and everything. And the moment you don't start to add it from now, your bookkeeping is gonna be a mess. Okay, so that's number 6 of why your bookkeeping is challenges that you experience with bookkeeping. Now number 7, when your customer pays you cash. I personally, I don't like to collect cash, but they're in eventuality that you are paid cash. You know cash now, you will see something to use it for, and you're like, okay, let me just say, I'm hungry today, I've not even drank Coke today. Mama, this person, please give me, I have been working since morning, I've not eaten lunch. Please give me 2 shaki, 2 bokotot, 1 5 roll of pounded yam, and the goosey soup and abula and everything. Give it to me, and then you sit down and eat. Okay, I'm going to replace the money later. And that's how you sit down and sleep off and forget that you took money, the cash that was paid for your 10-inch 2-layer cake that you're supposed to deliver tomorrow. You have chopped 50k inside already. Or let's say 20k, you have chopped 20k inside. And you're like, oh, that's my salary now, that's my labor, that's what are we working for? I'm working now, I should be able to enjoy myself now. Pursue where you work, they chop food. You understand? And that's how that money has gone to. Okay, all right. So no record, no tracking of what you spend is part of what we keep your bookkeeping a mess. So, and then sometimes they may pay you, maybe it's a bento cake, they may pay you, may say the money is small, it's 5k, or a cake parfait, you say it's 3,500 or 5,000. Let me just hold this one, let me just hold it. You see, that's how you hold today. Tomorrow you hold. Next tomorrow, the cake is reducing, but you're holding and holding, and the money is going. And at the end of the day, you cannot account for it because there was no tracking of the cash you have at hand. That's why your bookkeeping is a mess. Now, with all these challenges I just mentioned, you cannot categorically tell if your business is profitable or not. And that's the essence. That is the bedrock. That's to know whether you are making profit. You know, every profit you make in your business is supposed to be, you know, taken back into the business for the business to grow and expand. So you can't even say if you are profitable or not because of all these things I've mentioned. You know, you don't know if your sales is exceeding your expenses because no bookkeeping is being done. You don't know your daily profit, you don't know your weekly profit, you don't know your monthly profit, you don't know your annual profit. So how do you assess yourself? How do you, evaluate your performance? Monthly, weekly, annually, quarterly? You can't. And this is not an excuse to the fact that you're a small business. It's not an excuse. Do you understand? Because a small business today will grow to become a medium business tomorrow, and will become a big business tomorrow. We all pray to be bigger than where we started from. And the only way you can be bigger than where you started from is if you take cognizance of all your record and you classify your financial transactions. So that is the bedrock of every accounting process in a business. And then these things that I mentioned now, bookkeeping as a whole, you can do it manually, you can do it electronically. So when you do it the right way, you know that you're not just working on vibes, vibes on vibes. No, that's not what your business is a serious thing. You understand? You're not moving on vibes. As long as you say as long as there's money to buy ingredients, we are good to go. No, that's not what we are doing here. It's no longer vibes, sorry. It's 2026 and it's business for everybody. It's no longer business. In short, the tax master will come for you, say it's no longer business as usual. You understand? So that is more reason why you need to be serious about your bookkeeping. Okay, so now, like I mentioned, you can do it manually, you can do it electronically. Now, manually, you can decide to get books. There are books that have been, I know I've seen some vendors online who have books where you can actually record your incoming and your outgoing and your revenue, your expenses and all that. You can do that. Now, you can also do it on your Google Sheets or Excel sheets. You can do your bookkeeping on your Google Sheets or Excel sheet. Google Sheets now, you can keep it and save it and it lasts for as long as you want. Then electronically, you can use accounting software. Now, there are different types of accounting software. Some are paid and they're very good. They make the work very easy, but you have to pay for them. Example is QuickBooks. Example is what's this other one? QuickBooks, Wave, Sage. These are accounting software that helps you to keep your bookkeeping. In this accounting software, you can issue out invoices, you can issue out receipts. It helps you to keep track of your inventory, your cash flow, and everything. Those ones are paid. Then there's this other one, Zoho, Z-O-H-O. I think that one you can. I think it's a subsidiary of Wave, W-A-V-E, and Wave is no longer in Nigeria. Yes, I don't think you can have access to Wave again in Nigeria. So Zoho is the next thing, and I don't know if there's a free version. There's a free version, but I don't know what you need to do to be able to get free version. I mean, maybe if you have been a Wave member before, you will get it free. At least I think for a year or so annually, then you can now pay or something like that. But Zoho is a very good option too if you want to an accounting software that can help you. And then if you don't want to go through the accounting software, you can use, like I said, Google Sheets, you can use Excel sheets. Those things will help you to keep your record. Now, the best time for you to capture, the best time for you to capture your transaction data is when that transaction happens. So whether you are doing it manually or you are doing it electronically, as it is happening, you are capturing it. That is the best time for you to do that. And now for bookkeeping to be very effective, for keeping records, for classifying your financial transaction to be very effective, you have to capture your data. And the best time to capture it is as it is happening. So if I'm buying flour right now, I'm capturing it. Now there are different methods. I'm going to be sharing the bookkeeping process. This is like a, this is like a master class already. So the best time for you to capture, like I said, for you to capture your your transaction data is when it's happening. Now there are processes to your bookkeeping process. So I'm going to mention it. I'm not going to dwell so much on it. I'm not going to have my jottings here, so I'm not going to dwell so much on it. So number one bookkeeping process is to capture sales. Capture sales, or as the sales is coming in, you are capturing it. And how do you capture it? You issue out invoices. You have captured it. As you are capturing that invoices, you can also keep record of your customer. You can keep the details of your customer through that invoice. You understand? So it's like doing two things in one. It's a combo. It's a dual thing. You are issuing out invoice by capturing that sales, and then I'm sure you've met some online vendors that you made inquiries and you said you want to buy something. Before you even pay, they've issued out an invoice to you. You understand, to show the authenticity and the fact that yes, we are ready to do business. So the way you first process of bookkeeping is to capture sales, and you can do that by by issuing out invoice, and in the process also you are getting details of your customers, which is something valuable you can use in your marketing strategy and all that. You understand? So that's one. So number two is to issue receipts. Now payment has been done, so you issue receipts for every payment that comes in. Every payment, as immediate as payment is coming in, you are issuing receipts. That way you can keep your bookkeeping process seamless and correct. You understand? So you issue out receipts as payment is made. Remember I said number one is you to capture sales. Number two, as payment is made, you issue receipt. That's two. Good. Now number three is to document every small expenses. Every small expenses. So now in this way, now there are two ways you can do it. You understand? Number one, we are practically in a cashless society now. Most of the time we go to market, we transfer. Good. Now in the case where you have cash at hand, you withdraw from your POS, from your bank account or wherever, put it in an envelope. That's the envelope method. So I'm giving you tips now. You people should tap the heart now. You're just quiet. You people should tap the heart. Let me know I'm talking to people. Yeah? Okay. So now, you put the money in the envelope. As you buy flour, you record it at the back of your envelope or your notepad or something. You record, you see flour, 5,000 naira, you put it there. You understand? Okay. So if it's transferred to, you have notepad in your phones. As you are buying, as you are transferring, you are noting it down. So you are documenting every process, every small expenses that you are making, whatever it is, whether it's vegetable oil, whether it's salt, whether it's flavor, as little as it is, whether it's create one egg that you are buying, you are documenting it on the notepad on your phone or at the back of your envelope where the cash is being held. Then when you are done with shopping, you can now sit down, or you reconcile by yourself, or you give it to the person, your staff or whoever to reconcile. That's number three bookkeeping process for you to get your this thing right. Now number four, okay, I mentioned three, right? Okay, yes. Number four, you can track and organize your orders. Now the way you can do that is to have your order books. Your order books. Every bakepreneur should have an order book. We are not doing vibes. We are not working on vibes in 2026. So even if you don't have an organized, there are vendors who sell these books. Even if you don't have an organized, get a notebook and label it as my cake order book. in this cake order book, you write the name of the client, the type of cake they want, and everything, every detail as regards that cake. You are going to write it there up to the up to the client's name and address, and you when you deliver, you indicate that you have delivered. When payment is made, you indicate that payment is made. So that way you can track and organize your orders, and then you can know. There are also apps. Funny enough, there are apps that you can also use to be able to track it, and therefore at the end of the month you can know how many orders you took. You can know, okay, this month of January I did 5 6-inch cake or 10 6-inch cake. If you don't track it, if you don't write it down, if you don't record it, you won't know. That way, when you track every month, you'll be able to know your highest selling product. You know which product is doing well, and you focus on it and market well, and increase your strategies on that. That's why you need to track and organize your orders. So I mentioned 4 bookkeeping, the processes now of how you do your bookkeeping. Now, next is cost of production. You have to document your cost of production. This part might seem a little bit cumbersome and stressful, but honestly, you just have to sit down and do that. So you need to know the cost of producing your 6-inch 2-layer cake, the cost of producing your 3-layer 10-inch cake. You need to know the cost of producing your bento cake, your cake parfait, your small chops, your 6-inch 1-layer cake. You need to you need to know at least the basics of each cake. You understand how much does it cost to produce it, and that is why costing and pricing is very, very important. So when you know the cost of producing this particular cake, you document it. You have a book. You can have a book and put all this there. You document it. That way, you'll be able to know at the end of the month the cost of your product that you do. Your inventory is different. What you have at hand is different. Now, what you churn out, what you have given out is also different. The cost of producing. So you need to take note of that. Now, that's number what now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number 6 now. Bank transaction. This is aside petty cash. Now, I've told you how you organize your petty cash. That one, when you have petty cash with you, you know what to do, how to keep record of that when you're spending it. Now, your bank transactions, now, you also need to take note of how much comes into your accounts in the month, how much expenses you have taken out, and even the bank charges and all that. You need to take note of that. So payments to suppliers, salaries, how much you spend on marketing and all that, you need to take note of all this with your bank transactions. So you should have a record where you note all this down. When you start to do it, you become used to it, so you will not see it as big work. But all these things I've mentioned are necessary for you to judge whether your business is moving well or is not. Mina Zimax, so thank you very much. Thank you for that. Okay, so bank transactions. Yes, I've mentioned that. You should take note of all transactions, payment to suppliers, salaries, marketing, etc. You need to take note of that. You have to keep record of that. Now, at the end of the month, now you can now reconcile. Every month you should ask for your bank statement. Because you will now use it to reconcile what you have in your book or you have on the app that you are using. So your physical book or the app, including your bank charges, including the VAT on everything that you do, in everything you need to reconcile. So you now so first you need to know how much you are starting with, how much is in your account when you started the month. You understand? Then when the transactions and everything is going on, at the end of the day, at the end of the month, you reconcile what has happened in your bank statement with what you have physical or what you have on ground in your hand, and that way you'll be able to generate your profit or loss reports. I hope I'm making sense. Now, through this, you'll be able to know whether your business performed well or your business did not perform well, and then you'll know whether you're in the tax bracket of not paying tax, but you have to file, or you have to pay tax and then file, and all those other things that TAC and tax people have said we should do. You understand? But when you don't do your book keeping record properly, you will not know until they'll slam you fine. You understand? Good. So like I said, from these reports now, you can now generate your profits or loss report. You know whether your business has performed well, and now this will guide your decision for your business. You know whether you can expand. You know what is going well and what is not going well. You know how to fix it. You understand? Now your income minus your cost of goods minus your operating expenses will give you your net profit. So I think I've done justice to everything as regards bookkeeping. Yes, so that is how we come to the end of this. Hey, my battery is low. Come to this end of this live session. So if you have any question for me, please ask, so that we can talk about it, and I'll be able to help you. But I hope I've been able to help you understand what bookkeeping is all about, and I hope you are going to start to take action right now and go and do your bookkeeping proper. There's really, when I was researching to come up and talk about this, I didn't really see so much about bookkeeping for bakers, and there's no much report, no much research and all that about bookkeeping, and that's why I specifically came out to do this class. I'm still going to do another video and probably hold a class, a deeper, concise, detailed class for group of bakers who are really interested. Who I can organize that and then teach this thing proper, because all this one we're saying is the theoretical part. The practical part involves you now doing the work, and that's where some people I beg you let others also have access to what you have learned now. You understand? So please, when you post this live, please just go and drop a comment so that other people too can watch and learn. So thank you, everyone. My name is Foluke, the Exceptional Cake Boss, and it's a pleasure coming to you. Let me not speak like a it was a pleasure doing this with you. So have a good night. Thank you.